filmmaker, film producer, assistant director, assistant camera. I primarily work in the narrative space, but I also make commercials. I've done a few features and shorts, mostly on themes of like family or relationships, dramas, and I've probably been in this space as a freelancer for going on like 3 years now. My background is in TV news. I was a news producer with the CBS affiliate here in Fort Wayne for about 4 years before I jumped into filmmaking. And then I'm also a volunteer here at Hobnobben. I lead the hospitality efforts, making sure that filmmakers feel comfortable and have a great time here at the festival, and getting them set up with their passes and goodie bags, just really welcoming them to Fort Wayne and ensuring that they have a blast.
That's great. So what projects are you currently working on right now?
I am working on a few different things, some of which I just wrapped up. Other things are about to hit the festival circuit. One project is a short film called A Single Woman. It's about this woman that gets divorced and kind of goes public with that status on social media and receives a lot of unwanted attention because of that. And it's also like a film around the holidays, so it deals with themes of like loneliness and just isolation and what it means to be by yourself in a period of time where everyone else seems to be really jolly and happy, and you're maybe not. So just kind of dealing with that internal struggle. That's a short film that I guess I helped produce in part with a company that I co-own called A Few Friends Films. It's just a small company in Indianapolis that I help run, and we make narrative projects, both shorts and features. And then I am a producer on a film called Last Days of Summer. A few friends partnered to make that happen, but it's by director Alex Rogers. It's a coming-of-age drama about this girl that goes missing from her hometown, and the movie is her neighbors telling you all the events that led up to her disappearance. There are also tons of flashbacks to get Summer's perspective about the things that were going on in her life when she disappeared. So the relationship with her mom, how she feels about her friends in her community, just overall that young period in life where you're not sure what you're doing and you don't feel like you fit in, and you don't feel like your family understands you, and you just kind of want to escape. So it's part coming of age and part drama. And that's a feature film that we're submitting to film festivals now. We had a friends and family screening about a week ago that went really well. So it was really fun to see that on the big screen for the first time. And then another project I assistant directed on is called Extraction USA. It's a action movie about two female pool sharks that team up to basically get rich and skip town, and they fall in love in the process. So there's a little bit of romance along with the action. That's directed by Mike Yantz and his team, and produced by Leanne Johnson, who also stars in the film alongside Marley Carpenter. Just great Indiana and Ohio actors, and that was a really fun shoot that we just wrapped up at the beginning of October. So I'm really excited to see how that one comes together in the cutting room, and I'm really looking forward to those other two films that I mentioned being released here shortly.
That's great. So I was kind of interested about Extraction USA because it seems that a lot of projects you've worked on in the past have been more drama and personal, and Extraction seems to be more action and higher stakes. So what has that been for you, working in sort of more an action-packed space?
Extraction was definitely a step out of my normal themes, I'd say, but there are so many layers to that story that I think there's something for everyone. For me, what I really latched onto was just the relationship that the two female characters share. They are both desperately searching for something, in their lives that's unfulfilled in the moment in which they meet each other. And so kind of when they come together, there's just a real magic there. They've been, maybe looking for a connection like that for a long time, it seems. Marley's character's kind of this drifter, not really sure of, if she wants to settle down, blowing in and out of town. And Leanne's character, Marnie, is a single mom. She's a real hard worker, but she's facing a lot of, she's kind of going through an uphill battle, facing sexism in her workplace, and also, not really making ends meet at the bar. And so she's a little dissatisfied with how things are going and just searching for something better. And so those two characters really fill those voids within each other. And they also just have a lot of fun together. It's really great to not only see the story unfold, but watch them as actors on screen together. They have really incredible chemistry, and so that was very exciting. I also really like, one of the themes is just like standing up against like corruption and greed, and I think that theme is really powerful in the film. There's a corporation that comes in and under the guise of creating new jobs, they want to help people work for this big corporation, but the corporation pollutes the environment, and the working conditions are bad for the people that are operating under this corporation, and they're being pushed these drugs to help them work faster. And so just like the people in the town, some of them feel dissatisfied with this and rise up in this resistance effort, and Marnie and Steph, the two characters, like help push that effort along and kind of team up with some of those resistance activists in the process. So it's a little like Star Wars Resistance. So yeah, I don't know. I liked some of the overall themes of the piece, but then there's some really sweet character moments as well that drew me in.
So it's like, speaking about like what draws you in, like would you say like it's sort of the themes, or like what is it when you like find a project that you're like, I want to be like part of that? Like what draws your eye?
That's a really great question. First, I will say the narrative is incredibly important to me if I'm working on a narrative piece, which I so often do. The script definitely has to be good. By good, different things to a lot of different people. To me, it has to have a very direct voice and message to the audience. It has to be about something very specific, whether that is activism or equality. And it can be about multiple different things at once. But I think the script and the screenwriter and the director have to know what they want to say when they set out to make a movie. So just having a really, really clear vision is extremely important and attractive to me as a producer and a filmmaker. And then just being surrounded by like kind, talented people, hardworking people, people that really are invested in the project and feel very passionately about the story, people that you believe in and can trust. You're going to be working as a producer. I typically work with people for months on end, and then you're on set with them for 12 plus hours at a time. So it's people that you really have to like and want to be around. And I've been very fortunate to have found a lot of collaborators that I would work with again in an instant. So yeah, I guess a good script and great people. Those are two things that are really important to me.
That's great. So obviously you seem like you get a lot of work and a lot of opportunities, and I feel like some people, when they think of the Midwest, they're like, there's no opportunities. But overall, like, what has been your experience as being like an independent filmmaker in Indiana and in the Midwest?
I think as an independent filmmaker in the Midwest, it is what you make it. I definitely think that some of the projects that I've worked on wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for just really brave people thinking of a story and going after it no matter what. If they're up against a barrier that might be a lack of funding or lack of equipment or just resources in general, maybe they don't know how to connect with actors, or they're having trouble finding locations, just being able to persevere through those roadblocks is so important. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen in other cities, obviously it does, but I think that with the Midwest, at least the people that I've been able to surround myself with, I've been fortunate to have come in contact with people that are just really tenacious and go after things that they want wholeheartedly. But then again, I think it's also important to diversify yourself and what you bring to the table. So when you asked me at the beginning, you know, how do I define myself? I listed a lot of job titles, and I think not being quick to box yourself into one particular role, although it's important to develop skills in a particular field, I think also being versatile and just staying nimble. Like I produce, I assistant direct, but I'll also pick up a camera and shoot something. I'll work on live broadcast events or reality TV or performing arts pieces. So I'm not just gonna stay working on narrative projects, because I think I really would limit myself in that capacity if I tried to just completely specialize. Although it's what I like doing the most, I also recognize that in order to be quote unquote successful, you do kind of have to think outside the box sometimes and get creative with the type of work that you're willing to pursue.
So going to Hobnobben, I wanted to ask you as a filmmaker, what do you feel that Hobnobben has done and is still doing for the filmmaking community in Fort Wayne and in Indiana too?
I think Hobnobben is incredibly special because they are very intentional about putting on screen a diverse range of voices and stories. Hobnobben specifically, they don't really judge films based on technical achievements or other laurels. They're not looking to just play what other film festivals have played. They really care about the types of stories that filmmakers are telling, and recognize that someone went through all the effort to put together this particular film, and whether it's a documentary or a stop motion piece, that someone worked really hard on it. And even if that person's a student, their work may not be up to the same caliber as something that would play at Cannes, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't deserve a platform. I think festivals sometimes it can be a little bit of a club or a clique, and just allowing there to be a space where everyone feels welcome and everyone is able to have a platform and a voice is incredibly important. And that's something that I think local filmmakers, when they come visit here, they kind of feel like a little bit of a celebrity. We're going out of our way to welcome them and thank them for being here. Maybe they're going to do a Q&A or just intro their film, give them opportunities to network through speed dating or an award ceremony or the opening night event. We've got the step and repeat where people can take pictures. I just think kind of carving out some of those opportunities for people to connect and ask questions about their work and make those lasting connections is important.
That's great. So just real quick, is there anything else that I didn't ask you, or maybe any projects or something you would just want to talk about?
No.
Okay. That's fine. So to finish this off, we've been doing this thing. I'm going to start a sentence, and then I want you to finish it.
Oh, great.
Hobnobben is?
A space for everyone to be creative and feel seen.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much again.
Absolutely.
All right, everyone stay seated.
Okay.